Hey everybody, welcome to The Secret History, living in your aquarium, and today we are at Denny's Pet World, and this is the first time I've toured you guys in this place. It's on the other side of town. In Seattle, that means on the far other side of a lake and over some hills that are about 500 feet tall. So let's go inside and take a look what is going on in Denny's Pet World here in Kirkland, Washington, close to Bellevue, Washington, would be the other big city over here. So let's have a look inside and talk to John, the manager, and Jesse, the fish department guy for, I believe, 24 years now. So he's been here quite a while, and this has been a family-owned business in the area for quite some time. It's a neat place. Got a mask up, so sorry if it's a little muffled, but here we go. Okay, so first thing when we walk in here, it's not just a normal fish or just dog. It's a total all pets. There's reptiles, there's fish, and all sorts of stuff here, including kind of cat adoptions and medications and things. So that's cool. But in here, look at these. They've got some beautiful looks like gold ring and CPDs, as well as Hebrosis corridoras, and I don't know what these little tetras are, but they're really pretty. But they've got some of these nice little tanks set up right here in the front. Got cat nip or cat grass over there, and then they've got all sorts of live critters for food here if you're into the reptiles. We'll take a look at the reptiles at the end for those of you guys who like them. So let's take a look at some of the beautiful habitats they have set up here. So we'll go, like I said, we'll go in and look at the cute bunnies and chinchillas and reptiles at the end for those of you into that. But for those of you who are into fish and terrariums and things like that, they've actually got water down here. So this is like a true riparium vivarium setup, which is nice. I mean, it's just cool to see them on display, and then they sell all the gear for them. But as we head over here, they've got more wood. I mean, from birdwood to all the spider woods. They've got lots of pleco and shrimp caves, which, we'll look at the livestock in a minute, but I think what's cool at different pet stores is different stuff, and they have all these Polish-made painted ceramic caves of like every size you could ever imagine for plecos, and then they've got your kind of standard ones too, but they've got all sorts of different size ones, and then they've got these really neat little box filters by Aquanetta, and I just think they're cool. They look ceramic, so they look more like stone, so they're kind of disguised, and you can slip out the parts, but then they have an air pump attachment to them. So we've got that. I mean, they've got some really funky stacks here of different stuff, and for the most part, they're not very expensive. $8.99 from Poland, not bad at all. And then they've got the more typical larger size pleco ones that are different shapes, and the ends have different crimps or clamps, little shrimp sizes and stuff like that. So all sorts of different stuff. And then you've got your decorations. They've got your stone, which is nice. The 1,000 layer stone is one that I really love, and I'm thinking about getting some. It looks to me like they maybe got the elephant layer stone, the elephant skin stone, really similar to the rhino skin stone. And then of course they've got the dragon stone. Then they sell also chips and pieces for $3.99 a pound, which is pretty cool. They've got cloudstone, which is like a more granite based kind of like seer looking stone. More dragon stone in big pieces. And then on this side they've got all your lights and more stone. There's some green schist and jadeite mixtures. There's some different like jaspers and petrified wood conglomerates and stuff like that. And then there's some like live rock that's no longer live, but I mean more like coral rock and slate too. So they got a lot of different options going on, and it looks like they're doing some rescaping, but they've also got a nice number of display tanks and in here, you know, they've got a nice bamboo shrimp doing his thing. Actually, is that just a giant ammonia? I don't know that. I can't see his fans. I don't know what kind of shrimp this is. It's not a... It doesn't look quite like a vampire. I'm curious now what that is. I'll have to ask. That's definitely an ammonia shrimp. But in here with some guppies and some white cloud minnows that look really nice, and some crypts and some sag. There's even some ember tetras in here too. Look, they look nice. All right, man. So we're here with Jesse at Denny's Pet World. How's it going? Good, good. I know it's a little hard to hear sometimes with our masks, but you know that's the way we're rocking it today in Seattle. And so, how long have you been in the fish hobby? I mean, what got you into it, and how long have you been into it?
So I've been in the fish hobby for about 30 years.
Wow.
And then I've actually worked at Denny's Pet World since 1998. So I
wow.
got 24 years as of February 1st.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Wow.
And so like my mom.
Well, happy anniversary on that. Yeah.
My mom got me into fish when I was a kid. She used to breed guppies and sell them to stores.
Okay, yeah.
Denny's is one of the places she actually sold the guppies to.
Yeah, yeah. I did the same thing, and you know, it's cool to have mom and pop stores.
Yeah.
And what's cool about this mom and pop store is it has changed like with the times.
Yes, yeah.
And you guys are doing really cool stuff like this setup here.
Thank you.
Which, I mean, I'd love you to tell us a little bit about it. I kind of walked up and saw some of the fish, but I mean, what's going on here light-wise? Is there CO2? I mean, is there fertilizers?
CO2 on the system here.
Okay.
The Red Sea Max is typically used for marine aquariums.
Okay.
Since Denny's got rid of marine, we started to try to utilize it for something else.
Oh, yeah.
We got about a 10-pound CO2 tank on there. I'm running some Fluval 3.0 lighting.
Yep.
I got two 48-inch light bars on there.
Yeah.
And then I'm actually trying to use the old kind of Hydra 26 HDs, which are rated to handle typically more marine than fresh water.
And that's got to be, I mean, this is a deep tank, so you got to have some penetrating light for that. I mean, even though the 3.0 I think is one of the better models out there.
Right.
It only goes, you know, 2 feet before any light really.
Yeah, this is a 26-inch tall aquarium.
Wow. Okay.
So
yeah.
it is
right at that limit.
Helps us a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool though. And yet you're attempting carpet, which is really cool to see. Yeah. So that's the Monte Carlo then. Yeah.
Monte Carlo mats.
Right on.
Trying in there, and then they are. You can see a little bit of algae issue.
Yeah, that's
kind of balance it out here.
It's understandable with the algae. I mean, it's incredible that your pink panther, your pink flamingo, whatever you want to call it, is doing so great. And then the Ariel Callan is what like blew my mind, that's just doing so well.
Yeah.
And that can
aquarium.
Your home, okay.
Yeah.
So you're a plant guy at home too, then.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
this Ariel column, I had a huge colony at home.
Oh, right on.
Tore it in half. And then I started to place little bits of it all over throughout the aquarium.
Wow.
So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then do you know what kind of wood this is? Like, was this an aquarium piece of wood or just some driftwood you found? Or
it's Malaysian driftwood.
Okay.
The owner goes overseas, and he brings back a shipment or a crate container full of spider wood or azalea root wood, and then Malaysian driftwood.
Sure. So he gets the choice pieces, but that's just great.
Fit in any aquarium. This thing is huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 48 inches long.
Man.
Piece by itself. So.
And then some of the discus in here. I don't know a thing about discus names, honestly.
That's okay.
So I mean, do you like?
So I got pigeon blood checkerboards in here. I got some tiger turquoise in here. I got some blue diamonds in here.
Okay, the blue are they the plainer ones?
So these are the cobalts here.
Okay.
And then that's a pigeon blood checkerboard down there.
All right.
You kind of see a checker pattern.
Yeah.
And then a couple just hiders here, like the powder blue.
You always will get some that are just going to be shy.
Right, right.
Yeah. And then, oh, you got Plecos in here too.
I got gold nugget Plecos in there, the L18.
Nice.
These are nice. They're about 4 inches too. They're beautiful.
Are those wild caught then? Or?
They are wild caught.
Very, very nice. They're so bright.
Thank you.
That blue one is just dinner plate size too.
Gorgeous.
Super pretty.
Yes, that is just
and
turquoise red.
Turquoise red.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then we've got all these with the black line going one way.
Right, so we got Costa Tetras
Costa
here,
Tetras.
also known as blackline tetras, and then I got penguin tetras.
Yeah. Sometimes you see hockey stick as the name for those two, so kind of cool though that the lines are like, you know, they're kind of the same, kind of different, like they're going the opposite.
We reversed the lines, okay? We got one going up to the tail, then we got one going down to the tail.
Very cool.
We
and
also have emperor tetras in there.
Yeah.
German blue rams in there.
Yeah, I mean,
glow light tetras.
Oh yeah, here they are. Those are great schoolers too. Those and rummy nose seem to be my favorite for kind of big.
Beautiful long fin calico.
Oh wow,
Nose Pleco or Sistrus Pleco.
Big old female.
Gorgeous girl.
Wow. Yeah. And then, so this is just stargrass that's grown huge, huh?
Huge. It's
wow.
Very dense. That's Zosterfolii heteranthera. And then it's just a beautiful, again, a plant from my home aquarium.
Wow.
Just filled out real nice with the CO2.
It looks like we got to check out your home aquarium. I'll have to hit you up in the future.
Another time.
And then you've got even flowering Anubias. Is this Cophifolia here?
It's Cophifolia,
yes.
Yeah. This plant actually is 15 years old. I sold it to a customer 15 years ago.
Wow.
And now this plant has come back to the store because the gentleman, he ended up shutting down his aquarium.
Wow.
Hey, I got a 15-year-old plant that I sold him.
Yeah.
So it's pretty neat to have it come right back to Denny's Pet.
Full circle. That's cool.
Right.
Super cool. And I saw some fish that I have to think are kind of misfit, like, you know, algae eaters that got too big for someone, or... So that's cool that you guys do some of that too.
And definitely take fish, you know, sell fish to customers. If they get too big for their aquariums, they can bring them back to me, and then I give them some sort of credit to start out going smaller again.
Yeah, that's cool.
Doing that, it's fun.
Yeah. So what do you have? Oh, there's even some young little.
Yeah, I got some Malaysian trumpet snails.
There was a little pleco in there, a little baby pleco.
Ooh,
I wonder. Yeah, where did it go? Oh, there it is, right up there. Or is that a bumblebee?
Oh, it's a orange otto.
Orange otto. Okay. Yeah, those are cool. You know, I can't remember if it's that one, but there's one that's Latin name is Robocop.
Oh yeah.
Autosynclus Robocop, which I'm like, is that like after the movie, or is that some Latin word I don't know? Or
I'm not 100% sure.
But so as kind of the guy who runs the department, or the department head here, what is it that you look for? I mean, obviously you kind of have to cover your bases with bread and butter fish, the tetras, neon tetras, and things that people want, but like, what are your favorites to like bring in and kind of, you know, that you can bring in? Obviously, you know, some people's favorite might be a shark, but so you got to be reasonable. So, like, what?
I'm a huge fan of rummy nose tetra.
Rummy nose tetras.
Common Colombian rummy nose tetra.
Yeah.
Favorite all-time schooling fish.
Yeah.
Actually, school better than any schooling fish I believe out there.
I think so too. Yeah, I think they're great. And then, you know, I saw a lot of rainbow fish for a local pet store. That's really impressive.
Always love the rainbow fish. Boznani's usually been a signature seller.
Okay, we
started getting into Millennium and Zigzag.
Very cool. So man, you guys have a lot of choice. Oh, so you do have a pair.
Male, yeah.
Oh.
Male calico and sisters right there. He's a short fin versus her being a long fin, but yeah.
Sure, but it'd be interesting to see what they create. Yeah, and then I've noticed too that like stocking in here, you guys have the Polish caves and hides, which is really cool. Those are really nice, like
signature to John Fleshman, the owner here at Denny's Pet World.
Okay.
He loves getting those in, and
I mean, they look just very natural.
Yeah, they do. You're
like they would go with that rock. Like if I zoom in, that rock.
Yeah.
Really well. So
very gorgeous.
Yeah.
Only made there, only in Poland.
Only in Poland. Yeah.
And then the owner keeps pulling these shipments in every 2 to 3 months, and they sell like wildfire. It's really nice.
And the prices are super fair here. Really good. So thanks for kind of chatting with us a little bit. And Jesse, thanks for spending the time. And we're going to have a look around a little bit more. But I really appreciate it. And I'll be in again, of course.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Yep. All right, so starting down these aisles here, one tank of glowfish, as in my opinion it should be. I guess they have 2, but whatever. So we're gonna move on from the display tank and take a look at what they've got this way, which they've got these beautiful twig catfish, which are real unusual and really cool. The Farawallas. A lot of those are from the Orinoco Basin, but they are found all throughout the Amazon as well. and a lot of mystery snails, which I know a lot of folks like. Got the phantom phantom tetras and nearite snails here, which is nice. Nearite's 5 for $8.99 is a great deal, especially for a local store. And then they've got the gold neon tetras for $3.99, which again, always a great price. And when you're looking around, they've got some really nice longer tetras and some of the bigger rasboras too, which is nice. An assortment. You know, these are always underrated, the glow lights. They really light up in a darker tank with plants all around and everything. Now they've serviced some of these tanks, so I don't want to, you know, I don't want to show off too much just because they're all cloudy. But again, most of their tanks seem to have some plants in them, or if they don't, they're like these, the kind of bread and butter fish where you're just seeing a whole lot of green fire tetras or ember tetras or sparkling gouramis or whatever it is that's mixed in. So down here, you got a pair of mixed, that just mated, very nice. So these guys are a mixed koi pair of angels that they have that just mated and they're literally just spawning right now. So they're not even cleaning and caring. They are literally still laying rows of eggs. Very cool. So I'm here for a special occasion. Again, the honey gouramis, these are always nice. The natural ones look a little more dull, but these always are a nice, colorful, good choice for a peaceful gourami, small gourami. Sparkling gourami also works, although for their size, they can be a bit nippy sometimes. And then in here, it looks like we've got lots of endlers, tiger endlers, and different critters, different live bears, probably hybridized into the line, I would guess, but of course very cool. And then we got some of the Japanese bluefin endlers, and then wow, that's really pretty there. That honey dwarf gourami has like actually a blue iridescence. It's hiding, but sometimes those are really nice when they're not bright yellow. But check out these spot fin hatchet fish all hanging out here, doing their thing, hanging out. And then up here, I don't see anybody left, so they must have sold out of that tank. Take a look over here. We've got the white cloud minnows and some blue paradise fish, but look at the long fins on some of these. So they don't have the yellow like the Hong Kong ones we saw at Jason's shop, but they are very nice looking. The Chopra Danios, and they're pretty good looking. You guys have seen what the wild ones look like though in my tank, and it's hard to imagine these guys are the same species even. I mean, they're very pretty. There's some white cloud minnows in there too, and then the glow light Danios, which honestly I think they look better without a black light anyways. Like if you want a bright fish, just deal with that one. The long fin Danios, Odessa barbs and pearl Danios, very nice. Some of the orange on them, on their fins and things, is more apparent. Same with the long leopard fin ones. It looks like there's a few of those left with some yellowing in their fins that's a little hard to see on the camera. And then up here, these are kind of their super pack tanks, which I really like, which have everything from their pygmy quarries to their shrimp and little emerald eye rasboras, and it looks like the Gertrude rainbow fish, little pseudomagills. And then over here we've got more little tetras and black morpho tetras, which aren't very common. That's kind of cool. Let's get a shot of them. And also Norman's lamp-eye killies, which their eyes are just like beacons, homing beacons. In here we've got chili rasboras and some CPDs, also Celestial Pearl Danios. And it looks like they did have red shiners in here, which is cool. That's a native North American that's been more and more popular. And then they've got red and orange really shrimp. So they are representing shrimp. They've got the multi-line loaches, the multi-bar loaches, multi-stripe loaches. They're called all sorts of different things. And then looks like also, I gotta know what these are. They're really cool looking fish. cool. Is that just a gold tetra? It's just a very silver version of the gold tetra, perhaps. I'll have to ask. That's very cool, though. And then some Adolphoi, it looks like. Yep, Adolphoi cories that are young. And some spotted rasbora. Looks like they did have panda loaches. They may still be in here, but they're very shy, so who knows. But there's some blue dream shrimp and some orange shrimp, which is a stunning color combo, obviously. And then they've also got the threadfin in here, which look really neat. And again, these guys look cool. These are the exclamation point rasboras. They've got a whole bunch of them in with the cherry shrimp. Looking good. Only $4.99 for cherry shrimp and $2.99 for the rasboras. So I think that's a super fair price. Sometimes they're real expensive depending on where you look. But in here we got different fish, different angelfish, and more angelfish here. More discus over here. And what this tank has that's really pretty is it has these gold nugget plecos, which are wild caught and really cool. You can see the different colors that they can turn just from different stress and different stimuli. And then up here we've got some beautiful rainbows. Everything from pineapple and citrus are supposed to be in here, which are a real nice one but I don't see any. And then we've got it looks like, is that maybe a Chinese algae eater? Albino Chinese algae eater, maybe? And then Goita River rainbows, Millennium rainbows, really nice. Zigzag rainbows. The color in here, if you had a real, like a Kessel or some very direct light or natural light, you'd see all the iridescence. But again, film never does it justice. But these are some really neat ones here. And let me show you guys. So these are their live bearers, and I feel like you guys have seen them, so I'll show you the unique stuff, you know. But large Denison barb, really pretty. There's some lamb chop rasboras, some clown loaches, some dojo loaches, zigzag and border loaches are in here. I saw a Corridora trilineatus group hanging out in the crypt, and I mean, they're just, this tank is just full. Big old Congo tetras. I think a lot of this is orphans. Big praecox neons grown to the max size that they'll get to, and really when they have room to grow out, they can get up to, you know, 2.5, maybe even 3 inches long, which is pretty cool. Stray angel, and then again you get that beautiful body shape that people wait years for on the nice the beautiful rainbow fish. And then they've got the reticulated algae eaters, which these are Siamese algae eaters, but they're called reticulated Siamese algae eaters. And they're one of my favorites, the ones with the diamond on the back. And then they've also got some of the other algae eaters. They're both Siamese, but they've got a variety in here. I'm guessing people have brought them back and they've gotten large, but lots of nice Anubias and Nymphoides. Taiwan Nymphoides has gotten huge. Look at that, just growing like a huge old bundle of it. So very cool. And then their plant selection, again, it's great here too. They've got some fish in here as well, some little algae eaters, and then they've also got hairgrass, you know, all the kind of carpeting plants here, and some crypts and some more like glossostigma and carpeting. Crypt undulata, that's a real hardy crypt. Up here they've got different rams and also different rummy nose tetras. Really good schoolers, obviously. More of the beautiful rainbow fish with some cardinal tetras. They've got a tank that's a little out of commission, so I'm not gonna show that. It's being treated. Madagascar lace for $5 cheaper than everywhere else, which is nice. Ponebgeton crispus, this is what my red plant is. And then they've got some of the nice new the Fraser eye, fresh sprouted Fraser eye, which is always nice. Java fern for $6.99, which is great. And then they've also got some stargrass, some astrifolia, you know, some pearl grass, some Nicaea golden, and all sorts of good stuff in there. Now, to do the final loop on the fish, they've got beautiful orange cheek pleco and the geophagus that are in here that are just really cool. Actually, am I wrong? It might not be one of those. It might be no, I think it is. Or you guys tell me if I'm wrong. Oh, and then we've got some different axolotls. This looks like one of those lab colored, like neon ones. We've got some normal ones and some blind ones, the cave ones. And then there's also the kind that can see with also that lab iridescent green. It's not really showing up super well on the film, but those are really interesting for that reason. And over here we've got some beautiful koi angelfish, some more turquoise rainbow, really nice ones, checkered rainbows, and there's a royal snowball looking pleco in there. And then it looks like, is this a watermelon pleco or some sort of I don't know which one this is. Almost looks like a watermelon, but I don't know what this is for sure. But a nice looking pleco there. But that orange cheek, man, I just keep coming back to it. He's quite the specimen. Big old, consistent body, probably a male. Would usually be a little wider in the belly, if not. Bosemani rainbows, and then you've got your Popeye Ranchu red cap Oranda. Uh-oh, one's missing. Soldier down. That's actually the first soldier down I've seen, and I didn't tell them I was coming. I mean, I just showed up, so pretty darn impressive. So to round it off, then they've got their bigger kind of pond plants and things in here, and they've got all the bettas over here, which are higher end bettas or kind of delicate bettas, and they're in this constant refiltration system, which I think is pretty neat. They take them out of the cups and put them into here. Some of these are real nice if you're looking for specific traits, you know. Sometimes it's hard to find. But to loop back around to what I was wondering about, we've got the really cool Mosaic Plant here. And this, I think this is a well, I think it's a Ludwigia, but don't quote me on that one. But I think it is in that group. So very cool. And I did talk to them. This is Monte Carlo that is coming back in and carpeting low tech, which is really cool. And I missed it the first time, but it's back in the little cave. We've got some apistos, some Hongsloei apistos in there, and just some needle leaf. I'm losing my words, everybody. But very nice with all this low, super low light. It's very neat that it's growing so well. Another Ludwigia, that's the word I was looking for. So if you stuck around this long, let's show you a couple of the critters. So they've got bunnies, big old bunnies, and they've got, these are the Holland lop ears, super cute. What are you looking at, buddy? You smell me? Do I stink? And then they've got a pond too with Malawi cichlids in it, which is really cool. And you know, they got some prayer plants and pothos and stuff around it. But they said they were thinking of redoing this into, you know, something more hardy, like almost like a brackish or mangrove setup. So over here we've got king snakes, we've got corn snakes, and they're obviously going to be in different states of hiding. But I always like the albino corn snakes or the leucistic. And in here we've got the tomato frogs, I think. Yep, tomato frogs. Jumping spiders. I don't see them. I don't want them. That's okay that they're not there. Fat-tailed gecko. See if he's in here. Yep, he's right in here. And again, you know, another fat-tailed gecko that you can see pretty well. There's crickets in there, so he must be full and happy. He's chilling under the heat lamp. And then they've got more of the Pac-Man frogs, which is cool. There's a lot of different Pac-Man frogs. Oh, let's see I don't know if you guys caught that, but we just did it again. The horned Brazilian frog is eating crickets, having a meal. But there's this Pikachu Pac-Man, which is you know, double the price. But if you know, like, some people collect all the different colors, which I just think is really cool. Then again, we've got tarantulas here, scorpions and things. And then over here, the cute and cuddlies and the birds, more rabbits. Very cool if you like that. Short hair hamster, short hair dwarf hamster, Jungarian. I mean, I don't know, Russian dwarf hamster. I just know that hamsters are not nice to each other. The teddy bear hamsters, used to have those as a kid. But it looks like it's pretty much all gerbils and hamsters. And then female mice, $5.99. I love mice. Gerbils being a little bit bigger and a little more fuzzy, a little more squirrely in the face. Love them. And then they've got a interesting, oh, with the whole setup, $29.99. That's a steal. That's actually how my parents got suckered into taking care of rats. I had a pet rat named Ratty, and I suckered him in with that. But they've got some bunnies too. So there you are. There is the tour of the store.